Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I love
We
it.
regret nothing.
Nothing.
Good evening, everyone.
Nothing.
Welcome to ARWENA Activated. Oh, we are ready tonight, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Although I have to say, every time I see the guy pick up that magazine on toxic masculinity, we got to do a stream on that because I got some things to
Of
say, some
course.
pros and cons
Of
about
course.
toxic masculinity. So
I mean, that's why we're doing this whole series.
yes, got
So
some
we
things to
can talk
say.
about stuff that we have things to say about controversial, quote unquote, subjects.
And at the end of the day, y'all, they're just our opinions. That's why we say hashtag we regret nothing, because there's just the way we feel about stuff. We're going to try and give you some facts, and then we're going to give you our opinions on the facts, and hopefully everybody will have a good time.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Get a little bit of education and have some fun and learn some stuffs while you're doing it.
That's right. We bring that sugar and spice to these controversial tidbit conversations. So that's the way we roll.
And she did say tidbit, not titbit, y'all.
I did say tidbit, but it probably did sound like titbit.
It probably sounded like titbit.
Or people heard titbit, or all they heard was tit. Either or, welcome tonight to ARWENA Activated, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
I guess let's go through and say hey to the chat. Then we
let's do it.
We have got Logan Wayne coffee time. Ooh, man, I was hyped up on coffee this morning. I was like, I was modding for a channel, and I was like, link here, link there, link there.
Yeah. Look, and it was no better when I called her. She's still throwing links in there and talking to me. And she's like going 100 miles an hour, and she's talking, and link. And I'm like, Lord, woman, what is going on?
I'm like, I'm over-caffeinated this morning. It's like, you gonna come and chat? I'm gonna link your channel in there. Damn it, I'm gonna what? Oh, somebody mentioned they like this song playing. Boom! There goes their Spotify right there. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom. Steve is like, what the hell? He's like, wow, Arwyn's with the links. I'm like, yeah, I've had my coffee. I'm good. So welcome tonight, Logan Wayne.
Hello,
coffee time. We got Gun Bunny. Afternoon.
Hey, Gun Bunny.
Good to see you. We have Awesome One. Suddenly, it's Awesome One. Hey.
Suddenly, there was a disturbance in the force, and it was ARWENA activating.
We will be that disturbance in the force. Hey, Zachariah. We got Zachariah 315
Zachariah.
y'all. And Claude Ceiling. Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Claude.
all. Let's see. Okay, we'll skip that crazy ass redhead.
Hey, look, it's
Oh, Southern
it's Southern
Viking.
Viking.
So
Hey,
good to see you,
Southern
Viking.
Viking. It's always good to see Southern Viking in the chat.
Yes, it is. Oh, look, Dave Bob.
Hey, Bob! Sausages.
And
I
Twinkies.
thought it was sausages.
Big,
Now it's
well,
sausages.
he says snossages.
Oh,
Because, yeah, snossages. Because the snossages taste like snossages. So
oh,
we see you, Dave
oh,
Bob.
very well.
We've got Chris Perza, Wrench of Wrenches. Good afternoon.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, want to take that one, Arlena?
Hello, my darling.
Hello, Jester. It's so good to see you. Welcome tonight. Archer Colin. Yes,
Hey, Archer.
He came in on the end of our stream yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But it's good to see you, Archer. How are you doing? We've got Apollome's Minion.
Apollomy.
Truck Dog Simmy.
See me.
And I think I got everyone. I'm just making sure. Oh, wait, no, we got Slickness. Hey,
Slickness
Slickness.
is here, and keep going because there's more.
All right, all right. Oh, hey, Loki. Yeah.
Hello, Loki.
Itty bitty. Yes.
Titty bitty.
Good
But
to
we're
see
not
you.
we're not part of the itty bitty titty committee. We're part of the
No, we're not.
the big titty bitty committee.
Healthy itty bitty committee. Sorry. Arlene and I were talking about corsets today. Okay.
Yes, we were.
We'll leave it at that. We both like corsets. Oh God, Claus already started with the squirrel tie.
Squirrels. Don't get distracted. We're talking about colonialism, are we?
Yes, I got to keep focused tonight. I'm like colonialism.
Oh, your sensei is here too.
Oh, hey Matt, good to see you. And Sensei, how are you first? He's always first.
Always first. Wow.
Sensei's first, so we give it to him. If we would throw a little gold medal in the chat for Sensei, it'd be much appreciated. Hey Castle, look, popcorn.
Hey Castle. I see popcorn.
Popcorn. And I think that's it. I'm just scrolling through to make sure.
I think that is it.
All right. All right. So, yeah, y'all, we talked about, last week we talked about, J.K. Rowling, the big kerfuffle, which actually is no kerfuffle at all. And I just don't understand it. We looked through all of her damn tweets. We tried to, piece them together in context, which I find, Arlena, context is left out of a lot of conversations today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's like a big old damn game of telephone. It's like so-and-so said, because so-and-so said, because so-and-so said that she said, because so, and by the end, it ends up being something completely different than what it started out being.
It's like this thing called, what is the word? Oh, common sense.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Does it exist anymore?
Only with a few.
Only with a few.
Only with a few.
Hey, JP. Well, Arlena came to me, y'all, and she's like, I want to talk about colonialism. And I'm like, okay, because you hear a lot about it today.
Yeah. You hear a lot of people saying, it's damn colonist and
yeah, you colonizer.
Colonialism.
And it's like,
are you fucking serious?
So I went and looked some stuff up because she's like, to be prepared with your tabs. I went and looked some stuff up. And let me tell y'all, I have the hardest time finding just a dry, here it is. This is the definition.
Mm-hmm.
It was all painted and you could tell by the articles that the person had their bias in it. And I don't know about y'all, but I remember when journalists used to just or anyone who was reporting on a subject, you should just tell you the bare facts about it. But now it's like, well, they have an opinion, which is fine. If you're doing an opinion piece, do an opinion piece. But if you are just reporting on a fact, just stick with the facts. So I'm like, you got anything? Because I got one thing. And she's like, just I got it covered.
And the crazy thing too is that, Lenu. Hello, Lenu.
You, Lenu.
The crazy thing is, and I'm sure that a lot of y'all out there have noticed it. I've noticed it. I'm sure Arwyn's noticed it. A lot of definitions in the dictionary are changing
Yeah,
to
they are.
fit the narrative.
Yeah,
And it's stupid. Why? Leave the a definition is what the word means. It doesn't need to fit a narrative. What does this word mean?
yeah.
Give me what the word means. I don't need your fucking narrative.
The thing that's so important about having the facts. Hey, Wade. Real
Hey,
Wade
Wade.
Nation Gaming Clips. How are you doing, Wade? The important thing about having facts in our life today, particularly in the culture and climate that we find ourselves in, is that facts are there for you to change your own doctrine towards things. That's why they're facts. There are some things that are absolute.
Yes, like
And
penis and vagina.
that is absolute. Okay. We have measurements, y'all. There is an actual measurement of what constitutes a foot. And that is like, what is it? Where is that? Is it like the history of science, or there's some big place where they actually have the exact measurement of a foot, and every other measurement, and I'm talking feet. If you measure things in a whole nother structure, that's fine, but it's still going to be a damn foot. It just may be called something else. They use that for every other measuring tool of a foot to be measured against. That is the standard. That is the fact. That is the truth. That is what somebody said. This is a foot. And all throughout history, that's what it's measured against. Imagine if somebody came along and said, let's add 3 more inches to that. That's my foot. Or let's take away 5. That's my foot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to build a damn house? Be an architect, or being a contractor or a construction worker?
Well, I don't know, Arwyn. Math is racist.
I mean, it'd be all over the damn place. No, there are facts. And these facts are important, and we have to adjust our facts to the truth. So there you go. Anyway.
It's ridiculous. It is so damn ridiculous.
All right, Arlena. So take us off. What is the definition of colonialism?
So let us look. So I have what is it showing me tips? Oh, because I don't use this anymore. I don't use StreamYards anymore, so it doesn't recognize me.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because you switched.
Yep. So the first one, all right. Are you sharing it? I can't see that.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you need to enlarge it.
Yeah. I can't. Sorry, y'all.
All right.
I can't because I don't have a keyboard.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Where'd you find this? Where is this from? People can go look it up in the
Stanford. This is Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy.
There you go, y'all.
And I chose this one because it's Stanford University. Pretty much, I'm sure everybody knows Stanford.
Yep.
So, and of course, they've changed it. It was revised, as y'all can see, first published in 2006 when we weren't terribly woke. Okay. But it has been revised as of January 17th of this year. Can we guess what was revised? Let's go over what this tells us the definition is, according to Stanford University.
Okay.
Colonialism is a practice of domination which involves the subjugation of one people to another. At least since the Crusades and the conquest of the Americas, political theorists have used theories of justice, contract, and natural law to both criticize and justify European domination. In the 19th century, the contradiction between liberal ideas and colonial practice became practically acute as the dominion of Europe over the rest of the world reaches its zenith. I'm not going to read anymore because it's ridiculous.
Okay. So
just to give you all an idea.
In a nutshell, it's saying what? That basically it's exploitation and and expansion to a realm that's not their own, and exploitation and aggression, like conquering.
Yes. And that it was only the Europeans that ever did this. That's what I got from that, which is not true, but we'll get into that.
Okay. All right.
So the next definition that we have, y'all, is from everybody's go-to. I'm pretty sure, I don't know about the rest of the world, but for America, Webster's Dictionary is the go-to.
Okay. Adding to stream. There we go.
It is the go-to for pretty much any definition that you want. So, Webster's Dictionary, which doesn't tell you when anything has been revised,
Mm-hmm.
tells us that colonialism is the domination of a people or an area by a foreign state or nation. The practice of extending and maintaining a nation's political and economic control over another people or area. Note, while the word colonialism is sometimes considered to encompass non state forms of influence and domination, as by corporate or religious entities, in general use, it is more typically understood as an extension of state power.
Okay.
Um, uh, and then it gives us a secondary definition: the policy of or belief in acquiring and retaining colonies.
Okay.
Old fashioned, the quality or state of being a colony or of behaving like a colony. So, not as extreme as the Stanford University definition,
Mm-hmm.
but still not what the definition used to be.
Why are they okay? Here's my question. Okay. Why are they always throwing in on these definitions that I've seen the subjugation and conquering of another people? Because if you think about our country in itself, America is a massive landmass. It's huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the places that were colonized were uninhabited places. There was no subjugation of a group of people. And I mean, I know there wasn't some, which we'll get to that later, but
Mm-hmm.
the point is they came over, saw this big, beautiful land, nobody around. Hey, let's settle here. Because think about it, y'all. Okay. America was colonized was colonized by the British. Okay. England's an island. All right.
Yeah.
There
That's
was
not what I checked.
yeah, there was no, it was getting to the point where there was no place for them to colonize within. Let's expand out. America
Mm-hmm.
is a pretty damn big place. It's more likely you can colonize within as opposed to having to go without. That's why a lot of Americans don't do a lot of traveling overseas because fuck, we got Europe here in a sense. You know, we've
Yeah.
got all different kinds of terrain. We've got all different kinds of weather. We've got, you want your beach, you want your mountains, you want your sunshine, you want your cold, you know, you want your trees, you want your desert. It's all here because
Every
our
bit of it.
country's so big. But, you
Mm-hmm.
know, particularly in Europe and in England, it's easier to travel, or I should say UK, it's easier to travel within those borders. And then when you want to people the world, you move outwards. So in that sense, I don't see where it was just, hey, we're going to go and we're going to, you know, subjugate other people. And I'm seeing that in a trend with a lot of these definitions.
Yeah, and they're only, once again, because they want it to fit a narrative, they're only attributing it to Europeans predominantly,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only attributing it to white Europeans.
Yeah, who was it in the chat that brought? Let me see if I can scroll back up. It might have been Archer Collins. Somebody brought up the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, it was Chris Persia.
Chris. Okay, Chris. Chris, I'm sorry, I can't find it. Did I
Up
go
to.
up to from here? Wait, am I going the wrong way? Hang on.
I can't see what you're
Oh,
doing.
duh. I'm sorry. I forgot. Anyway, y'all, it's in the chat. Okay. Chris brought up the Ottoman Empire. Yes, he did. You know, the Middle East. Yeah. Was known for that. In Africa, there were, different places in Africa colonizing.
Yeah.
It has happened everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's happened in the I can't talk tonight. I was going to say the Orient, but I don't want to get canceled because I understand you can't call Asia the Orient anymore because it's considered passé and somehow racist.
God,
but
whatever.
okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. In Asia, there was, colonization in Asia between China, Japan, North and South Korea, all this, just kind of going everywhere, doing their own thing. It's happened on every landmass. There has been some form of colonization.
I mean, when you look at it at its core, It basically you're going in and you're taking over. Let us think of our history. Where
Mhm.
have we seen this before? Oh wait, Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan,
Thank you.
um,
Yes. Yes.
Alexander the Great, Egyptians. Name any pharaoh.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly right.
We have seen all of this before. Again, not all European, not all white.
Right.
People can argue that Alexander the Great was white, but he was Greek. That's technically not white.
That's true.
But we've seen it everywhere. It's been going on. These people have been the Turks,
Mhm.
you know, Persians. There's so many examples. They went in, they conquered, they took over. Not and then Archer again, the Greeks, the Romans, absolutely.
Mhm. Now,
Absolutely. They did it too. They went in, they took over. That by definition, everything that I just named is colonization.
here's something I was thinking about today. Okay. Being in America and, our indigenous peoples are the native peoples. They're the Native American tribes as
Mhm.
far as they were here before, say, the Europeans.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, a lot of those tribes had their set territories. Some were nomadic by nature,
Very
but
few.
they
Very few.
had, it's not like, and this is a mistake I find, even a lot of very woke people today, it drives me freaking nuts. Okay. When they talk about Native American spirituality and all Native Americans, I'm like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. You got, your Lakota and your Navajo, their spirituality is not going to be the same thing, bitch. Okay. These were individual peoples. They were not one big, monogamous tribe. They had their own culture. They had their own government. They
And
had
each
their
one was
own
different. Yep.
customs. They were individual and they were unique. And that is what makes, these people beautiful, in my opinion, is because they did have their own identity. You're not going to go up to, yeah, I think of Rosetta. You're not going to go up to a Sioux and say, hey, Cree, how you doing?
No, because they would be offended.
They would be offended. They'd look at you like, I'm Sioux. I'm
Well,
not Cree. What are you talking about?
yeah.
Okay. But at the same time, they did have their own territories. And there were
Mhm.
areas in this country that were unclaimed, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
And I think the pro and con with the way America was colonized is pros is that we came in and some of those, because land is land.
Mhm.
Okay. Native Americans didn't own the land. Europeans didn't own the land. British didn't own the land. The land was open for all to use and to come together in. This is where the opinion comes in, my part. We could have colonized those parts of land that were not taken and that were not, not being used, fine, and found a way to work with these tribes. And where we fucked up is we took a lot of their land. We didn't need their land. And that to me is the pro and con of colonization is there is a good, healthy way to do it. And then there is a bad way to do it.
Well, see, herein lies the issue with your opinion there.
Oh, hang on. T-shirt. Hey, T-shirt. Mwah. Hey, sweetheart. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, T-shirt.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
herein lies the issue with that. Yes, um, natives only occupied certain areas.
Uh-huh.
However, there were a lot of wars over territories,
Yes.
whether it was inhabited or not. They
Okay.
considered it their land and not the other tribe's land, and they would constantly go to war. It's not, and this is something too that a lot of people misinterpret or don't understand or are just fucking stupid. They
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, the Europeans came over here and they just wiped out all the natives and did whatever the hell they wanted to do. Not true at all. Not true at all. Um, a lot of times they made alliances with one tribe over another tribe because that tribe was their enemy.
Yeah.
They saw it as a way to get rid of their enemy, of their greater enemy, their older enemy. And then, eventually we can probably wipe these guys out too. Well, we know it didn't happen that way.
Right.
But it wasn't that there was a lot of empty land that wasn't used. It was that land all belonged to some tribe, whether it was inhabited or not.
Okay.
And they were constantly at battle over it.
Okay.
So the Europeans did not come over here and find peace loving hippies dancing around the fire. Oh, we love nature. We love everyone. Nah, it
No, these were
wasn't like
strong,
that at
proud
all.
people. Yeah, these were strong,
Yes.
proud people that had
Yeah.
an identity in
Yes.
within the land. And that makes sense. And I think people get it twisted when one way or the other that all white man came over was evil, wanted to do harm, wanted to strip people of identity. And at the same time, all the natives, like you said, were loving, tree hugging,
That's what
wanted to share their peace pipe. There was a struggle from both sides. Now, we had, I think, the technological advantage over them. And I do think there were atrocities that were committed. I won't deny that.
There were definite atrocities.
Definite atrocities.
The Trail of Tears comes to mind.
Yeah.
That
God,
was
yeah.
horrible.
Mhm.
That was a travesty. That it was just gross.
And that's go ahead.
But and there were a lot of treaties that were made that were broken by the U.S. government. But there were also treaties that were broken by the natives, the native tribes. So it goes both ways. But we only hear one side of the story, and it's the side that, well, now it's the side that is most convenient and the side that is most oppressed.
Yeah, and Chris brings up a good point. But are Native Americans native? They came over the land bridge and fought off the original inhabitants, going by their own oral stories passed down. He brings up a good point. It the person who very, very first took that first step on that virgin soil, the one who the land belongs to, or is the land source big enough for everyone to play in that sandbox? That's a question that people have been asking for years. Who is the original and who isn't?
Yeah.
And I do think
don't have
that
an answer.
if you do come to a country and it is already inhabited by a group of people, then yes, I do think some not enmities. That's not the word I'm looking for. What is the word I'm looking for? There are some steps that need to be taken to work with those people and live with, because you're going to be living with them unless you just plan to come in and wipe people off the face of the earth. If you do, okay, that's probably not a good thing, but maybe that was some people's point of view. But I do not believe every nation that colonized had that on their mind. We're just going to go in and wipe people off the face of the earth. We're going to take over. I don't think if that was the case, treaties wouldn't have been made in the first place.
Exactly. Now, with some tribes that did end up happening, and it's like is it Archer Collin is pointing out, back then they had no idea of germs and diseases, where they actually came from.
Yeah.
And the peoples that were already here had no immunities to the majority of what the Europeans brought over. That wiped out a bunch by itself through no fault of the Europeans that came over. Some of it, yes. Some of it they purposefully did. And actually, it wasn't the English that did it. It was the Spanish that did it down in Central and South America, when they purposefully gave the natives blankets with smallpox on them.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, they just wanted to get rid of them, and that was the easiest way to do it. Here's a blanket. We love you.
See, and
there's smallpox contamination on it. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
that's
how did that happen?
and Squeaka has answered the question for us. Squeaka Mouse, me. I'm the original. Full stop. Sorry, couldn't resist. I'll go back to listening. Squeaka, thank you for coming out and answering that, y'all. Squeaka Mouse is the original inhabitant of all the lands on the earth. We bow to you, you goddess. Mwah! Thank you for not wiping your children off the face of the earth for our fuckery.
Yes,
We
yes,
appreciate
yes.
you. Thank you
We
so
deeply
much.
appreciate that.
Hey, Cambrian. Good
Hey,
to see
Gabriel.
you.
But um, the whole thing about it is nowadays, again, we're acting like this is something that's only been going on since the 1500s. I mean, hell, if you want to get even closer to our time, not even going back as far as Genghis Khan um and all of those that I previously mentioned,
mm-hmm.
a more recent before um before the Europeans came over here would be Vikings.
Yeah, that was kind of
And
their
those
bread and butter.
fuckers, look, I'm gonna tell you what, those fuckers went everywhere.
Yeah, they
They
did.
weren't just in, I know a lot about English history, but I'm gonna tell you what, talk about someone's mind being fucking blown. When I
Mm-hmm.
found out that the damn Vikings weren't just happy with England and France and, that side, but these bastards went all the way over to Russia,
Yeah.
invaded and conquered Russia, invaded and conquered Germany. Anywhere they could freaking land in their ships, they were there and they were kicking ass and taking names and taking over.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Saj.
It's just, it's crazy. But
Well, think
our,
about that tribe. These are seafaring people.
Mhm.
One of my favorite movies in the world is Moana. And I won't get into all the details of it, of course, but I will say it turns out, her dad is the chief, and his rule is nobody leaves the island. We stay on the island. That's kind of how it's been for generations. They stay on the island. They don't go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Well, at the end of the day, it turns out she finds this cave with all of these old seafaring ships, and it turns out is that her people were originally a seafaring people, and she's always had that desire and dream to hit the ocean.
Mhm.
It's almost genetic in a way. And
Yeah.
so when she finds this out, she's like, damn, I'm going to hit the ocean. Well, look
Mhm.
at all of these other nations that were seafaring people. And again, if any of them did commit atrocities in the act of colonization, I'm not excusing that.
No.
I'm just saying at their core, that desire to reach out and to expand and to see what else is out there and to people the earth. I don't see where that in itself is such a bad thing, because everybody's freaking done it at some
Yeah.
point in our history.
At some point in the history of the world, and
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Mel Brooks film.
Yeah.
Hilarious film. If you have not seen it, fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But every nation, just like slavery, every place imaginable on the face of this earth has had slavery in some way, shape, or form. It might not have been called slavery, but it's been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different. Colonization, it was called something different, but the basics of it were the exact damn same.
It's really funny you bring that up, because I do have something to say about that. And again, I'm going into
But that'll be
opinion
a
time.
topic for another stream.
It will, but it does relate to colonization. Just
Okay.
briefly, what I'm going to say. Hey, Snorty, everyone's
Hey,
favorite polar
Snorty.
bear. We love you.
And
And Louise. And y'all, my cats are freaking out. Just ignore them. Okay. I'm not going to stop the stream to go interrupt the cat fight. Yeah, just very briefly, one of the things that I was really thinking about this subject is you will see particularly a lot of younger Black people. And I used to say the term African American. Now they prefer to be called, Black. Okay, Black, white, whatever, fine. But I just want y'all to know I'm not being disrespectful. That is what the prevalent term of today is. So these young Black people, particularly college age and younger, one of the things they are really kicking is because we are colonizers and because colonization is evil, they demand reparations because colonization caused the slave trade. My thing is this with that. Can y'all hear them? Y'all stop.
Nope.
Oh
I
my
don't wear
God.
them.
Okay, good. If y'all do, just ignore it. It's common Shay Avalon time. My thing is this. I'm like, okay, now wait a minute. All right, so you're saying that your country was colonized. Okay, Africa was colonized. The white man went over there, stole your ancestors, and brought them somewhere else. They did not stay where they were. They didn't colonize and take over in slave trade. Some may have, but I'm talking about American history now, American and British history. They brought them back. Let's not forget, you were sold into slavery by your own people. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody
And
ever went over there and stole anybody. It didn't happen.
yeah, you were sold and you were taken somewhere else. You were not colonized right there in your tribe. You were
No.
taken somewhere else, and slavery has been abolished for hundreds of years. Hey, Joker Boys, Mr. J, good to see you.
Hey, Joker Boys.
So you are saying now, hundreds of years later, where it's been abolished, and you have grown up in a world that does not and has not condoned slavery for years, where now it doesn't matter the color of your skin, there is equal opportunity, available for black, white, whatever in a Western country. You're demanding reparations. When I could see a case more for Native Americans in this country, for First Nations demanding reparations, I could probably get behind that. But this other one, and saying it's the colonization, it's the fault of colonizers, all white people are colonizers.
It's
No,
false.
and yes, Arlena, we will have to do a stream
Oh,
on that.
yeah, because
There's a
I
lot to
know
say.
the actual history of that. So, yes.
But that's where my point comes in, is saying, oh, if you're a white person, you're a colonizer.
Yeah,
That's
which
like
is
saying if you're a
completely
black
false.
person, you sold all of your people into slavery. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. One's got nothing to do with the other.
Mm-hmm.
Take race out of it.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, colonization, and when you talk about it, I think what most people nowadays are thinking of is like India and of course the US and um England, and people aren't even considering France and Spain anymore, and
Yeah.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Hello, they were equal opportunity colonists.
Yeah.
They did just as much as everybody else did.
And Squeako, we will actually do a stream on that. We will do
Yeah.
a stream on reparations, and anyone who calls for it, or anyone who we feel deserves it, or anyone, we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about it all, sweetheart.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous to think that it is only a white thing. It is not.
Yeah.
It never has been, and likely never will be, because colonization is a thing of the past. It's not something that happens anymore, because we know what the world looks like, and we know pretty much all the land masses on the earth now.
Mm-hmm.
But
hey, RD,
it just irritates the crap out of me when these woke ass fuckers always want to say, "Oh, it's because of white colonization." And you were telling me backstage you saw something that said global warming is because of white colonization.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that.
Hang
on. I clicked out of it. Let me find it. It was from a paper from the United Nations, y'all.
Oh, of course it was.
It was. I
Of
was
course
like,
it was.
okay, let me see if I can find it. Where the hell was it?
Oh, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
What was it? United Nations. Oh no, I think I clicked out of it. No, okay.
Go to your history.
Why do I find that? I'll never go to my history.
Oh my gosh. You see your little icon at the top of the page?
Yeah. Okay.
Right beside that is your 3 dots.
Okay. Let's see.
And it says history recently closed, and you can find the exact article you have.
Oh wait, that's 9 dots. Okay, 6 dots. Here we go. 3 dots. All right, history. Let me see. Is that it? Hang on, that might be it. Yep. Okay, let me find it. I'm going to have to scroll down. This is from, yes, the United Nations Acting High Commissioner addressing the legacies of colonialism can contribute to overcoming inequalities within and among states and sustainable development challenges of the 21st century. Let me see if I can find it. I was just like, what? All right. Oh, shit. Hang on.
Hey, LT. How did I miss the notification? I blame China. Yeah, let's all blame China.
LT. All right, I'm looking for it, y'all, because it was like it was highlighted in the middle, and I'm trying to find it now because this is a non-highlighted thing here. And it's a bunch of gobbledygook, blah 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 blah. Okay.
Oh, so you do speak gobbledygook.
It seems to be because I'm scrolling right through. Where the hell is it? Y'all, I am not kidding. I about lost my shit when I read this.
Hello, furry kitten.
Hey, furry, how are you?
And Steve Mitchum.
Hey, Steve, it's good to see you. How are you doing? All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I am looking here for it. Okay. All right. Wait. I think I'm finding it. Hang on, because I remember threat to women. I just passed a threat to women.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
No, I'm deadly serious.
A threat to women. No, how about men wanting to be women poses a threat to real women?
Let's see. Oh wait,
I'm sorry, that was our topic 2 weeks ago.
I'm getting there. How shit's disappearing at a rapid rate. A rapid. Let's see.
Hey, Leia Rose.
Hey, Leia. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I clicked out of this.
I don't know why you closed that one.
I don't think I meant to. I think I meant to close Twitter by mistake, to be honest with you, so I wouldn't be distracted. Oh my God. And this is a long ass article. So that's why I don't have it up there, because I don't want to bore y'all with this shit. And it is like dry as dust reading.
Of course it is. It's from the UN.
Oh God, it is. Okay. I am looking. Okay, wait. Am I getting there? Oh, wait. Did I find it? Okay. I found it. I'm probably gonna have to read it for y'all. All right, which one is this? Acting High Commissioner. Okay, let me share screen. And I'm gonna read it for y'all. Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, let's see if I can big this here. Oh, nope. Makes it smaller. Anyway, I can't do it. All right, I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna read this to you. Okay. Therefore, the extent to which former colonies have been able to enjoy socioeconomic rights had been hampered by the lingering legacies of colonialism, especially the ideology of white supremacy. Today, the effects of colonialism has manifested in environmental degradation, which has led to climate change.
Oh,
so, y'all, colonialism, according to the UN, is responsible for climate change. Summon Greta Thunberg. How dare you? How dare you?
Dare you?
You call it colonialists. How dare you? Oh my God.
How dare you?
So, yes, it has just been. So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Climate change. And how long have we had 12 years now? About 100?
Yeah.
And look.
Actually, what's very interesting about that is, yeah, they are. What's really interesting about, and we'll have to talk about that as well. If you go back in history, you can go back to the 1920s and even further back, but I've only gone back as far as the 1920s. And they're talking about climate change, and by 1960 this is going to happen, and every time it doesn't happen, they change the narrative. So they've been pushing this narrative since the 1920s. Again, that'll be a topic for another day, but just to throw that out there so y'all know.
Yeah. Oh, hey Twizzy. Daryl's
hey,
here, y'all.
girl.
So anyway,
and I do have one more thing for us to go over.
Okay, let's do it. We got time.
this is the pros and cons of colonialism.
All right.
And I had an issue with this, not because of pros and cons, but it gives you 30 overall.
Okay.
It gives you 15 of each. However, the 15 cons of colonialism could really be summed up under just 2 titles.
Okay.
So let's take a look, y'all, at the pros of
Okay.
colonialism.
We got you, Daryl.
Economic advantages for conquering countries. Okay. Economic gain was one of the primary incentives. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, and I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
Colonialism often spread Western culture, including language, religion, and notions about government and democracy. This might benefit people who feel Western culture and values are better since they enabled the ideas and spread to other regions. Um, and with this as well, something that isn't discussed very often
Mm-hmm.
with religion also goes morals, moral values,
Okay.
values in general.
Okay.
Morals and values are important. It makes
Yeah.
you know what's good and what's bad. If you don't know what's good and what's bad, how can you make any proper decisions in your life?
Remember, y'all, we were talking about that yardstick, that measuring stick, and
Yeah.
you don't have to have religion to have morals and values, but
No,
there
you
has to
don't.
be something agreed upon for a society to freaking function.
Yeah. And like here in the United States, this country was founded on freedom of religion. And back in those days, that was at the forefront of everything that you did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the religion, it was the morals and values of the religion.
Right.
Again, to know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Right.
Number 3, infrastructure development in colonized countries. So, of course, us going over there, I say us going over there, but colonizing countries going to another country, such as the United States or India, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and developing roadways, developing bridges, developing schools and hospitals and stuff that you need to grow as a nation.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, colonialism introduced modern medicine and education to many regions of the world. How is that a bad thing? It's not. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Integration into a global economy. I don't really particularly agree with this one, but it does lead to trade. So, by one nation going in and conquering another one and colonizing it, they're bringing trade and giving that country access to trade that the conquering country already has access to.
Yeah.
So by doing that, it uh, grows their economy and makes trade better for them. And eventually, as we have all seen, um, for the most part, these countries become independent. So whenever they become independent, then they still have access to the trade. They
Right.
still have their infrastructure. They still have the knowledge for the healthcare and the education system
Yeah.
and democracy or whatever form of government they choose to use. They
Right.
still have all of this before it's very likely that this was not available.
Yeah.
Economic growth, which again goes hand in hand with the global economy, going into trade, improvement of living standards.
Yeah.
This one to me was a big one because throughout the world, if a nation conquered another nation, and think back to the Greeks and the Romans, especially the Romans,
Mm-hmm.
every place that the Romans conquered and occupied, their lives became better. If you like, whether you like it or not, their lives became better because Rome conquered them.
It's like they brought the those benefits of that society were going to translate to the colonized society.
Yeah.
Usually that's how it worked.
Yeah.
And we're not here to say, well, some people did, some people didn't get that. Some people did better than others. Yes, that is a fact. You're going to have, any society is going to have those that thrive and succeed and those people that don't. That's just, that's life. Some of that is our own initiative. Some of that is circumstance, some of that, whatever. But the point is, the benefits were there available because that
there was access.
Yeah, that was the colonization of that particular nation. So they transported it there.
Yep. And again, these two, I feel, are basically the same. They go hand in hand. Increased political stability and democratic ideas and practices fostered in several conquered nations due to colonialism. Those are, to me, and I could be wrong, y'all, but to me, they're basically the same. No matter what the politics were, whether they, majority of them were democratic, unless you're talking about Spain or France or Denmark, up to a certain point. Regardless, they still had a political system, and democratic ideas still spread. Some claim that colonialism protected them from external dangers. This is also true. If Rome went in and conquered your country, it's not likely that anyone from Prussia or Germany, Anglo-Saxons, were going to come in behind them and conquer you as well. It just wasn't going to happen. You were, from that point forward, protected from any outside force. So it's not from a certain point of view, like this says, some claim. It's a fact. Because if Rome has gone in and conquered this land, it's theirs. Everything in it is theirs. They're going to protect it from anyone else that wants to come in and take it over. No, motherfucker, it's ours. It belongs to us. So those people are protected. Facilitation of culture exchange. Yes, this happens. Cultures learn different things about each other and mesh. America, perfect damn example of this. We are the melting pot of the world. No truer statement has been made. We are a nation of immigrants.
Yeah. And there is an American culture. I know people think, well, there's not. Y'all are just a mishmash. We do have a culture because, particularly in the South, a lot of our modern day culture was bred from a lot of the Celtic culture. A lot of the English, Scottish, Irish peoples that came over here and settled. Where the hell do you think we get our bluegrass music? We get it from traditional Irish music. The fiddle, the banjo. Where the hell do you think we get a lot of these things?
Oh, no, not the banjo.
Well, I don't mean, I know the banjo is an American instrument,
but the redneck flute, Arwyn.
Oh, sorry, redneck flute. That's right. That's Stephen. If you're listening, redneck flute. I don't want to get tabbed out, but yeah, that's incorporated into a lot of our bluegrass.
Yeah,
which comes from these older cultures.
Yeah.
But it is quintessentially an American thing. It is quintessentially, a Southern American thing, but it is born out of something else. So you can have a blending of cultures and have something new and completely indigenous come out of it. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yep. Getting close to the end here. Introduction of new technologies. Well, yes, we know that. An example of this would be when the Europeans came over here to America. Natives didn't have guns and gunpowder and stuff like that. Europeans did. So guess what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Legal and justice systems. Again, it goes back up to me, that falls under democratic ideas. Agricultural development. Yes, there were tribes in America that knew how to grow certain things. But when Europeans came over, guess what? They brought a lot of technology and different types of crops with them and expanded upon that. Industrialization that came in during the industrial age.
Yeah.
And we know what happened with that. So that was the pros. The cons, I'm not going to go through all of them like I did that. But a lot of this is bullshit to me. And it could have really been wrapped up in one or two cons. Exploitation of natural resources and labor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suppression of indigenous cultures and traditions. Didn't happen everywhere. Again, this same to me, this is the same. Suppression of indigenous and native population displacement. Environmental damage can go up with exploitation. I mean, human rights violations that could go up with displacement and suppression. They're saying all of this stuff, and honestly, it could all be wrapped up. I mean, you guys can. I'm pretty sure y'all can see all of these because they're bold. I mean, brain drain, really? The
Brain
fuck even that? Colonialism may result in a brain drain in colonial nations when experienced professionals and intellectuals depart to pursue opportunities in the colonizing power or other countries.
What the fuck does that mean?
What the fuck? You're just stupid.
Okay, now they're just picking shit out of their ass. I'm sorry. Brain drain?
Again, how can you say that it's a positive and then put that it's a negative? Political is it a good thing or a bad thing? Lingering effects. All of this, again, to me, and I could be wrong with this, y'all, but all of this stuff here is a repeat of the first three.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All of this,
rocket surgery, y'all.
all of this, and this one you just eliminate altogether. Fuck.
We're gonna talk about that one day, Psycho Dwarf. We're gonna talk about reparations.
Yeah, but it's. I get so frustrated because all of this shit that they name, it's just to me, and again, this is my opinion, y'all. To me, the quintessential basics of what colonization is, it was a good thing. Overall, there's more positives than there are negatives.
Yeah, I agree.
We would not be who we are today if it were not for colonization.
Yeah. I think it's the how it was implemented by certain peoples where the that's the sticking point. It's not the colonization itself.
No, but
it's
using
how
that as
some people implemented it. Right. And that is like, no, learn your history, learn your facts. You can have an opinion on the way, like with the whole smallpox blankets. Not a good thing.
No, not a good thing.
Not a good thing. So, I don't have a problem with someone having an issue with that. But to use it that this one group of people are all colonizers, which means you're all racist, you're all this, you're all that. That means you have no idea what colonization really was or what it is. Again, you can take issue with some of the way that some peoples implemented it. That's fine. But they're saying the overall, if you're white, you were a colonizer, that makes you evil, you're racist, blah, blah, blah. And it just goes down a really bizarre rabbit trail where you just can't talk sense out your ass.
No. Like my daddy used to say, you're talking out of your ass because your mouth knows better.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes Archer, sometimes I really hate having a history degree because I know history so well.
Yeah.
And it irritates the shit out of me when people get it wrong.
Yep.
And not that they just get it wrong, but they get it so fucking wrong.
So anyway, y'all, that was our little talk today on colonialism. Yes. What you got coming up, Arlena?
Tomorrow We have Bougie Boozers.
We do. We got Bougie Boozers on my channel tomorrow night at 7:30.
For my birthday.
Yes, we're going to be celebrating Arlena's birthday coming out. It's also her last well, no, you're going to be on BackTube Saturday, right?
I'll be on BackTube Saturday. Yes.
Okay. So this will be the last Bougie Boozers before her great hurrah to England. She's going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And so we won't have a Sugar and Spice, and we won't have an ARWENA activated for the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be on vacation with Chester, and I wish y'all the best of luck. Y'all are going to have so much fun. But yes, tomorrow, Bougie Boozers on my channel at 7:30 Eastern. And y'all, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play that incredible intro as everyone exit outs. But I want y'all, if Ahmad is in the chat, can you please link Fat Steven's channel? He is streaming right now. Please go over there with an ARWENA raid hashtag. ARWENA raid, y'all.
ARWENA raid.
Strike a like, give him some love. Even if you can't stay, just go over there to say, hey, we support you. We're going to strike that like, do all the YouTube-y things, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And, we'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, we're not talking about colonization. We're just going to party. We're just going to have a good time. So, anyway, thank y'all for coming out. We love you.
Love y'all. Hope you were entertained and learned something.
Have a good one, y'all. Go, ARWENA activated, hashtag. And remember, we regret nothing.
We regret nothing.
Bye, y'all.
Mm-hmm.